Balancer just got hacked for the third time, and everyone on crypto Twitter is talking about it. Is it a skill issue? Well, we'll examine that in a bit. Welcome to Cryptocurrents, the weekly podcast of everything you need to know in crypto. No FOMO, no shilling, just everything that will make you better at crypto. Think of us like seasonal fruits and veg. We're timely, we're tasty, and at least one of us is cheap. I'm your host, Vince, and today I'm joined by our resident degen from the Encrypt team, Kale.
What's up?
And Katya from the Mew team.
Hi, Vince. What's your favorite seasonal vegetable of the fall?
Well, we would absolutely be the delicate squash.
I knew it would be a squash.
Of
So
course.
sorry.
Yeah. Or an apple. I could definitely eat like 27 apples this time of year. Especially
What's your favorite breed, or what is it called? Variety of apple? Strain? What are those called?
I just like whatever arrives in my weekly vegetable box that's all local. And I'm just like, ooh, look at this. I guess I'll eat this today. But let's talk crypto, shall we? And you know who likes apples? Bored Apes. So Bored Ape Yacht Club just did a big collaboration with Amazon, where you could basically mint an NFT on Amazon.com using a credit card. And this has long been kind of the dream of NFTs, particularly in the first wave of NFTs, of kind of reducing that friction of being able to hold an NFT just by whipping out a credit card. Talk to me about this, guys. Is this kind of like a just silly thing, or is this actually like an innovation? Gail?
I mean, it's definitely an innovation, but it's also a silly thing in my opinion, because I don't know, it is cool. It's cool to see the progress. You can buy crypto or buy NFTs or do stuff on chain without a million steps of onboarding in between. You just put your credit card in, you're good to go. So that part specifically, I like to see. But these brands in particular, the Amazon and the other side, that collab to me just seems very silly.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the Pudgy Penguins and Walmart collab, which is another one that was just two big corpo brands collabing just for clout sake, which is fine. Companies
They sold a lot of plushies.
Yeah, companies need to make money where they can. But yeah, I mean, I've never been a fan of Yuga Labs, and a lot of people are upset about this because Otherside. So this collab is specifically with Otherside. So it's Otherside and Amazon, and Otherside is a sister company to Bored Apes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's Yuga Labs on top, and Yuga Labs owns Bored Apes, and they own Otherside, and so this is an Otherside and Amazon collab. But anyway, so Otherside has been teasing a game, a huge MMO for years. They've supposedly been working on one and making progress, quote unquote. And yeah, it's been literal years and nothing has dropped. I haven't seen any legitimate progress or anything. And then this collab comes out and I'm like, dude, where's the game? Where's the MMO that you've been promising people? Nobody cares about an Amazon collab. But yeah, I mean, just seems silly to me. They should be focusing on other things, in my opinion.
Isn't it coming out though? November 12th or something?
Who knows?
I think that's what the claim was. This is the thing that they've been selling land plots for as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other side NFTs.
Other land, I guess other land is what it is called.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the thing. I think it's coming out 12th or 17th or something, that it's gonna become live.
I mean, I'll believe it when I see it, because I've been hearing these guys talk about the game for literal years. So,
and I think it's timely given that, Amazon is under fire right now for shutting down their MMO, New World.
Oh, New World, right? Yeah.
And so not a lot of good vibes associated with Amazon and games. And I think it's also funny that AWS going down screwed over a lot of NFT collections. So this all just feels like it's been in the pipeline for a long time, and they're like, just do the damn thing.
Just drop it already.
Yeah, whatever. But Katya, you're a self-custody maxi. Is this on-ramping in NFTs the future, or is it just kind of like the lazy man's future?
So my question is actually the people. So it did sell out within less than 24 hours, which is nothing compared to the crypto native sales, which sell out in
24 minutes.
Yeah.
Under 1 minute, but still, so there's demand. But my question is the people who were buying it on Amazon, do they know that they're buying an NFT? Do they care? Like, I don't know, because wasn't it like featured on the Amazon gaming
It was.
portal or
There
whatever?
was a huge banner on like the gaming homepage, but still though, like I feel like the normie users who got in on that is like so minuscule. It's probably like less than 1%.
Yeah, I feel that way as well. I don't think anyone that bought this was like, "What is this? I
Yeah.
like the art."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so then what's the point, right? Like, then you didn't really onboard anybody. It's just that the people who were going to get it, no matter where it was,
True. Yeah.
just went to Amazon, because what is the statistic? Like 80% of households in the US have Amazon Prime or something like that, something ridiculous.
Jeez, I didn't know
So,
that.
no, I mean, don't quote, like, I don't know, but like, it's a lot.
Putting it on a throw pillow.
It's a lot, like, so like Amazon pretty much covers all of American users. So yeah, so these people who were going to get it anyway, no matter where it was, just went to Amazon and got it. The whole point, and I think the game itself, or the universe or whatever you call it, is supposed to be accessible both through a crypto wallet and just through a regular email login,
Mhm.
either way. So they are setting up for onboarding normies. But yeah, but I don't know if I honestly don't know, but I believe you, Vince, when you say that it like there were like a handful of people who looked at it and thought like, oh, this is cool. This guy with like tape top like cardboard boxes all over him. Like, what the hell is even that? But so yeah. I don't see the point.
I mean, for me, I'm intrigued by kind of like, as the dust settles, to look at the rails that this was built on for buying these with, cards, because, in the last NFT boom, that was a huge barrier of entry. Like, so many people wanted to ape into NFTs, but then got bogged down with the get a wallet, fund a wallet, get a brokerage so you can fund that wallet, or like,
Make sure you have gas. The whole
make
thing.
sure you have gas, the whole thing. And so I think that this idea is kind of a step in the right direction. But I mean, as far as like the nature, the skins of all this right now, it's silly. But interesting to see that some of these NFT projects are still around, kicking and doing stuff, even if it's just lip service collabs. Which brings me to our next topic on NFTs. Bit of a theme here to start things off is YouTube is going to start cracking down on crypto and NFT stuff, which is fascinating because they're doing it through the lens of like gambling, which there is a massive problem with gambling in the digital space. I feel, given the history of like CS:GO and loot boxes and some of these channels that just stream on YouTube of like, I'm going to open loot boxes for 20 hours straight. And these people just spending tens of thousands of dollars on digital nonsense. But yeah, so just kind of a broader conversation around what kind of like policies do you think companies like YouTube should enforce around crypto, around NFTs, around this kind of like gambling, quote unquote, gambling style stuff? Katya, talk to me about it.
So yeah, so what I think is interesting is that I think this is the same problem that we talk about all the time, where it's hard to disagree that there should be some kind of regulation around crypto, around gambling, but the approach to it is variable, and some, like, for instance, um the approach through gambling, I feel like, is who says what is right. Whereas again, I've seen analysis that said like even videos that are showing how to buy an NFT or how to buy tokens or how to stake or things like that are potentially under threat,
Yeah.
because these are digital assets that have real world value, fiscal value, and there you go. So like, and if you are doing something with the intention of, with the hope that the price will go up, with the hope of making profit by speculation, essentially, then that can fall under the purview of whatever they're, and then that nixes all of crypto videos pretty
Yeah.
much. So unless they're trying to get at crypto this way on purpose and be subversive about it and just say like, we don't like gambling, but because this is how we define it, we're going to kill all of crypto on YouTube. If that's the goal, then okay, I see what they're doing there. But if that's not the goal, then it's kind of like a weird way, like all of this gaming streaming is under, like, are they going to look through every like 24-hour stream to see if a loot box is opened? If it's not, then it's okay, and if it is, then it's not, so it seems like kind of like a very messy way to go. They're going to scare a lot of people, they're going to like make a lot of noise, but I don't know how it's going to be enforced, and whether it's, I don't think it's a smart kind of, unless I'm not understanding something, but I don't think it's a smart approach.
No,
Yeah.
I
I agree.
generally
Go,
agree.
Kale.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I'm mostly curious like how it's gonna affect, obviously, like us, like crypto podcasts, or just like other random crypto education content. Because yeah, like you mentioned, Katya, it kind of feels like they're just targeting crypto and then like being subversive about it and saying like, oh, it's actually it's about the gambling. Because yeah, like these types of things have existed online for so long before crypto, like in online gaming, especially where like people gamble on digital items or digital gold, um, like digital titles and roles and stuff. So like this has existed for a long time, and now they're like talking about like, oh, NFTs or whatever, like that's the problem. So yeah, I don't know. Like we'll see how it ends up affecting us, like as a whole, and crypto in general. But yeah,
True. I remember
feels silly.
gambling away over 1,000 gold, waiting for AQ40 to start in WoW,
Yeah,
just
no,
because it was
exactly,
high
dude.
rolls for digital gold, man. 1,000 gold gone like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think they are kind of like, this is a company that is like, well, we should probably clamp down on this, but we're not actually going to do it in a meaningful or interesting way. Instead, it's just going to be like, yeah, it's gambling, like shut it down. Which I think
It's
they're also in
also,
it. Good.
yeah, I was gonna say it's also kind of a weird feeling to see it going against the general trend lately of crypto being accepted into the fold
Mm-hmm.
of official and central, like companies and institutions, and when it's almost like, wait, what? Like we got used to seeing things being integrated and accepted, and everybody gets a stable coin. Like if YouTube made its own stable coin, but right now in the current zeitgeist, it would make more sense than
Yeah.
this. So
I have to think they're probably under some PR bit of a nightmare given like gambling in general, because I mean, this country is like rife with gambling now. It's gotten out of control between
yeah.
prediction markets and like all of this stuff. Like every gambling is everywhere, and at all ages, which is crazy. And I think that, we've seen YouTube really get in trouble for like content for kids that then they had to like retool how they make and classify that content, and I think that they are probably under fire in a similar way.
Mm.
That makes sense, especially after the whole CS:GO thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you see the CoffeeZilla video?
Oh, of course. That's I was about to say, and CoffeeZilla, like in true CoffeeZilla fashion, is like, hey, here's all of the problems, and I'm like, oh yeah, that really is a massive problem.
Yeah, I have it on my watch later, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. Everything he does is fantastic. Like, I want to hang out with Coffee so bad.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah. But you know who I don't want to hang out with? And that is the former FTX president of US operations, who is going to be opening up a new perp market. And I think it's called Architect, a perpetuals
Yeah.
exchange, rather, Architect. And so this was kind of getting some, buzz on crypto Twitter. Kale, talk to me about it.
Dude. Like Oh, it's just like so ironic, this guy. But I mean, personally, like I've said before, I barely tried Hyperliquid. I still to this day haven't tried Aster. So yeah, perps trading is not really my jam. I just feel like I just don't have enough like time on my plate. Like there's too much on my plate already to be like committing time to perps trading, which is like what you need to do to be successful.
Yeah.
But like about this particular perps thing coming up, or being created or whatever, it's just like super sketchy because it's like SBF adjacent. Just that fact alone makes it like and the timing too is a little sus because it's like, dude, where were you all these years? Like he could have dropped a perp dex last year. He could have dropped a perp dex 2023, but it's like no, it's after Hyperliquid, after Aster, after Lighter, after Limitless. Like the whole perp dex meta has like come and gone in the last like 2 months, and now the guy that's friends with FBF or SBF, now he's like, oh hey guys, like oh, you want to try my perp dex?
Well, so that kind of like you're hitting on what I kind of want to talk about in light of this is like how much of a stink does the FTX, his involvement with FTX years ago, carry, and should that continue to like kind of haunt him?
I mean, it shouldn't
Yeah.
continue to try to haunt him, but it for sure
But it
will,
does.
and it does. Yeah, it's like, you know, like
I
maybe
disagree.
Oh,
I
fight.
think it should. Like when I was
Oh,
reading that, I was like, in normal world, which we don't live in anymore, this would be one of those things like you will never work in this town again. Like when you're
yeah, no.
involved with something like that. And he was allegedly not involved in the fraud, and maybe he wasn't even, but there is record of him lying about something, like lying about the backing of the assets, etc. So I'm like, and now this exchange has backers including Coinbase and Circle, and I'm like, what the actual is happening? Like this person participated in a company that was one of the biggest crypto frauds in history.
mhm.
And he's coming back with this, and it's based in Bermuda because you can't even do perpetuals in the US yet. And I'm like, am I crazy?
Yeah,
Like,
no. I see what you're saying, but
this
like,
is a rug waiting to happen. Like, what is even happening? So I actually think that it may not be fair to the person, but like it should follow some, like you shouldn't.
well, it depends like how heavy of a hand he had to play in it, right? Like if he was literally just the
He
social
was the
media intern.
president of the US
Yeah.
operations.
That's pretty broad. Like, I mean, because I think of this. When I look at this, I'm like, how many of the hundreds of thousands of people that worked at Enron went on to go and get other jobs? How many of the people at WeWork went on to get other jobs? And it's a lot of them. It's most of them. But yeah, and I do think it comes down to like, what did he know? How, if they went through the due process, like he was not arrested, SBF is currently still in jail. So I don't know. I think it speaks to how small crypto is.
Yeah, no, and I'm
still.
definitely giving him the benefit of the doubt, because it's like
Yeah.
like obviously if he were doing like sketchy illegal stuff, then it's like, yeah, then it should. I do feel like then it should haunt you forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know like exactly what he did, and I am giving him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I mean,
It's also like, what does
not a good look.
what does a president do at a company? They probably just go rah, let's make sure we have our all hands, and then let's make sure the marketing team is doing whatever it is they do.
The thing is, we don't know, right? And I'm not saying obviously that he should never work again. Like he's a person who, needs a job to provide for himself and whatever. Like, but for him, like imagine yourself going through that. Like I think if you are like a sane, normal, reasonable person, after you go through something like that, wouldn't you say like, okay, I shot my shot in crypto. This is what happened. It wasn't entirely my fault, but okay, I'm gonna like be a librarian now or whatever it is, like, but like I guess my problem is like the audacity. It's like
Katya is on the search to find where this man keeps the audacity.
exactly. It's kind of like, oh well, but who cares? Like I was part, but it wasn't my fault. Like I'm gonna come back. It's like that woman with the blood uh company, the blood testing company
Oh.
who came out of jail and is starting another company. And I'm just like, where do I get this confidence that these people have on the audacity? Like, tell me where they hand out this shit because I
It's
need
that
some.
it's that entrepreneurial spirit, you got to fail 15 times before you finally succeed. And I do think, that everything he does will be put under such scrutiny because of this. You can probably think that it's less likely to be a rug than some other fly by nights,
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because every little thing they do, everyone's gonna be like, "Now, what about that? Let's make sure. Show me the ledger. Like, let's check this."
Sure.
So I don't know, but it's just an interesting thing to think about. It's like because crypto is so small, we do kind of still have this schoolyard mentality. We're like, "Oh, you cut my doll's hair in the third grade, so now I hate you freshman year." Did that hit close to home, Katya?
Katya's like, how did you know?
I didn't think that's where you were going with it. Like, I guess I disagree so much that I don't even, because I thought you were going to say, like, crypto is so small that, like, the same people keep turning up and we're like, well, whatever. Like, there's nobody else, like.
No, I'm saying it's like we still have like this, oh, hey, I remember when you failed horrendously. You shouldn't do that ever again.
Very like
I don't
small
know.
town vibes for sure.
Yeah, and I kind of am like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and watch this and say, okay, can we get a comeback story that's good? Because
But why
crypto
is
could
it
use some
different?
comeback stories.
Like, when we have, like, people in government or whatever, like, if somebody was there when, like, the biggest banks failed and whatever, like, do you feel the same way? You're like, oh, they didn't know. We're going to give them a second chance. I know a lot of voters feel that way, judging by the voting results a lot of the
Obviously,
time.
yeah. No, I mean, but I think politicians are a little bit different in this regard. I think
I was gonna say like
company-wise,
entrepreneurship is the difference here. I think.
yeah, I think so as well.
I
But
think we
speaking of,
have a little bit of a fascination with entrepreneurship in this country. I think we have an entrepreneurial worship cult, like, and are more willing to forgive things because they take so much chances and stuff. And we are like a country of like, self-starters.
that's very true. See, Katya has clearly never had to hit on like 20 different women at a bar to get one number. So you got to put up numbers.
Shoot or shoot, man. It's
You
a
gotta-
numbers game.
You got to take that shot, man.
I got nothing.
Oh.
You are right. I never had to do that.
And speaking of a numbers game, let's round things out with talking about this balancer hack. This is the third time balancer, a DeFi protocol, has been compromised. Prior to this, they had 750 million in TVL, and then this compromise saw 100 million, 110 million of that moved out of people's hands, which is terrifying. That's over 10% of their total TVL is compromised. And this is the third time that they've had this happen. So maybe I'm not all about second chances, because I feel like after the first two, I'd be like, maybe not for me. But talk to me about this hack, guys. It's all over the internet. It's all over crypto Twitter right now. People have very strong opinions.
Dude, that transition was crazy. Did you say that on purpose, that we're gonna round out this episode?
Yeah.
Well, okay, no. Okay, wait. So let me make this point, and then you'll understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
maybe I'm not as smart as you think I am.
No. It's just like the technicals behind it. So like balancer, basically, as far as I understand with this hack, I might be like way off, but like from what I read, a couple articles, from what I understand is that like this attack happened in an LP, which is a liquidity pool. Most liquidity pools have 2 tokens in them. But this LP had 3 tokens. So just think of it, token A, B, and C. And where the vulnerability happened was the attacker was able to basically swap token A and B for token C. And they weren't getting like the exact price that they were supposed to get. Like every transaction they were doing was getting rounded up by a little bit. Yeah. And so that was
the Superman 2 method.
Yeah, so that was the vulnerability. So like they were getting rounded up like just tiny fraction of every transaction. And so I guess they made a bot or some type of automation and just did that like a billion trillion times and made a bunch of money. And yeah, so like that's the gist of the hack, was like it was a rounding issue basically.
Oh, yeah. Now I
Wasn't that
understand why
wasn't
you
that
thought that.
Yeah, yeah.
wasn't that done at some point, like with credit card transactions or banking transaction? Do you remember that? It was like
Not
years
sure.
ago, like over 10 or something like that. But there was some kind of exploit that was the same thing. Like they were taking off such a small fraction of transactions that you couldn't see it, like what, even like with
Are you talking
4 or
about
5
Office
decimal.
Space?
I don't know if it was if it was but I think it was a real thing. And
Hmm.
somebody, like, was able to steal millions by just taking such small fractions of transactions that it wasn't caught forever because you couldn't see it on the decimal places, even if you take it to 10 like. So I think that was interesting, that
Yeah, no, it's
was a
definitely like the
similar
same
thing.
concept.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the problem is, like, for me, this just kind of undercuts a lot of what crypto is trying to do as the future of finance when we're repeating these same errors or similar in ways that are massive amounts of money. That has like no recourse, right? Because if or you get those funds back, like you're not. So what's kind of your opinion on all this, Katya?
Whenever I see something like this, the thing that I wonder, kind of like in a big picture way, like, are we, well, and I don't mean we personally, but as crypto, like, are crypto developers just bad at writing contracts? Are
Mm,
the developers that work in crypto bad? Like, is the do we have a staffing problem? Or is the language of smart contracts, for some reason, is it too young? Is it going
mm,
in the wrong direction? Because I'm not a programmer, so I wouldn't even know where to start with that. But so, and I wonder, like, um the crypto is young compared to general security, right? Like cybersecurity.
mhm,
However, it's not that young anymore. It's, up to almost 20 years old. Like, there's some maturation. So I do wonder, in these cases, is it just like these are just like people who are bad at their jobs, like everywhere else? People exist who are bad at their jobs, and it's just that, like, you, as you say, Vince, that in crypto everything is like on steroids amplified, and it's like really big amounts all of a sudden, and no recourse. Or is there a problem with smart contract programming language?
mm.
Is the smart contract a liability as a form? Now, I don't really believe that, and I don't want to think that because, we work in Ethereum. But I'm, again, even though I don't program myself, I'm convinced that it's a spectrum, that there
Mhm.
are people who are much better than others at this. And then there's some languages, blockchain languages, that are better than others for this. So that's kind of like where, I don't know if that's helpful at all, but that's what I
No,
think
like
about.
you just knocked something loose in my mind, and it this is I'm gonna zoom out to like tech in general, right? Because we've seen AWS go down twice in the last 2 weeks. And as you were saying that, like this went off in my head. Like with AI, all of these companies are like doing vibe coding and whatever, and cutting staffing and getting a little more fast and loose. When on the flip side, the bad actors of the world are doubling and tripling down. They're working harder. They're working smarter. They're weaponizing AI. And dang, I'm kind of afraid that we're going to see more and more of these as companies like kick up their heels and are like, "Oh yeah, AI coded this for me." While the bad actors are like, "I went over every single line of code 15 times, and now I'm also going to throw 27 different bots at it, and go after you whole hog," which is a scary thought to have. So thanks for that.
I
Always
mean,
here for
I
that.
I kind of agree. I do feel like that's where we're headed, but the silver lining there is that, people aren't just gonna lay down and let it
No.
happen and be like, well, this is life now. So like,
Oops.
yeah. It's always like a battle of good and evil. So I mean,
Yeah,
we'll come back.
I
for
mean, I do
sure.
wonder if they see. I guess I don't wonder. I know that I'm sure that some of the bad actors that they see crypto as easy money, because it's not Fort Knox. It's not like Mission Impossible. You don't got to figure out a way to like airlift someone from the roof into like a locked vault. You got to just know your way around a smart contract. And apparently, enough of them do, because we get these exploits that are smaller, but honestly, all the time. So yeah, it's I think maybe um, the crypto industry has got to take it more seriously. Again, I don't know if it's a skill issue or a laziness issue, but it's got
Yeah.
to be taken more seriously.
I also think it's gotta be hard to be in DeFi too, because you have to like try and attract people to come and use your DeFi platform. But I feel like the more and more of these exploits we see, the more and more people will be shy from doing any sort of DeFi.
Yeah, no,
Um,
definitely.
I mean, I know I am like I'm like I want my pile of Ethereum where I can see it.
Yeah, people
Um,
only want to use DeFi if it's like Coinbase Morpheus,
yeah.
that type of stuff.
Which could definitely, slow down any sort of like innovation and interesting things there. But maybe it's for the greater good if things kind of slow down in that regard. But you know what doesn't slow down? The steady march of time. Because we've come to the end of this podcast. Thank you, dear listener, for joining us. We appreciate you being here. We hope you found this helpful. I know I did. Make sure you follow the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a review. We love great reviews. Say hi on Twitter. All of our Twitter handles are below. Katya loves it when you tell her she's pretty. And we'll see you in the next episode.
But
Bye.